Hi. All right. Let's see. Hi. I am live. And everybody who's watching, this is what we're talking about. What's up? Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. The 4 people who are watching right now. My name is Sucharita. And this is what we're going to talk about. The Crown, season 4. There's going to be many, many spoilers. So if you've not watched the final season of The Crown yet, please, this is your moment to say bye-bye. Because it says right here in the ticker under my face that this is a spoiler chat. So let me know in the comments what you guys have to say about The Crown season 4, and then we're going to get started. Because see, this is not a review. My live streams on web series are never reviews. They're exactly what it is. There's stream of consciousness talking. It is a lot of crap. So if you feel like this is not something that you're interested in, you may leave, but don't give gali in the comment saying you are a movie critic, you're supposed to know better. Yes, I'm supposed to know better, but this is not a review. This is me just talking about the show after having watched the show. Hi everyone. Hi Pokraj. Oh my god, Pokraj has been around for like an hour, I think, waiting for this live stream to begin. Okay, so right away, Pokraj wants to begin with a controversial statement where he's saying that he's not a fan of Emma Corrin. And that I would want to know why and what everybody else also feels that way. Emma Corrin, of course, is the actress who plays Diana in the show. No one here is a fan of Emma Corrin. What? What? Guys? Oh my gosh, what's going on, you guys? Okay, so Pokraj has a reason here why he doesn't like Emma. Then there is, oh yeah, this is not a movie review. Amina also doesn't agree that Emma Corrin was, oh my gosh, that is really shocking to me, guys, that there's so many of you who didn't like Emma Corrin's performance. I thought she was very good, except in one scene, and I'll tell you which scene I'm talking about also. When we first meet Princess Diana as Princess of Wales, along with Charles, I think that was. Wait, let me share. Let me share that screen, the one I'm talking about. Where is that one? Where is that one? Is this the one? No, not this one. But okay, so fine. We're talking about Emma Corrin, so let's take a look at this picture as well. When we first meet Princess Diana, when they first publicly presented in front of the press, I thought that scene was a little too much. She's looking down and she's then looking at the cameras to the left, and then she's looking at the cameras to the right. I thought, what zyada overacting thoda sa us scene mein ho gaya tha. But apart from that, I think she was very good in the rest of the show. Yes, that scene I didn't like, because also when you compare it to the real life press conference that had happened, where Charles had actually said to the press whatever love means, Diana was not that coy. But, whatever. Yeah, I know. I agree. Emma Corrin is quite talented, and she did well. She did really, really well. Yes, Veena, if you finish season 1, this is not for you. Okay. I really felt Emma got Diana's mannerisms bang on, and if you close your eyes, her voice matches with her exactly. I think she did a bang-up job, except that one scene. All right, so now what I want to discuss is, yes, Radhika, this does happen. You start talking in the Queen's English after watching The Crown, and especially if you've binge-watched it, 1 episode each night, then at the end of the show, and after we finished watching it, you're using words like, oh dear, oh, that's frightfully boring, and everyone's looking at you like you've lost your mind. So yes, I agree. Firstly, my first bone of contention is with people who are getting mad at other people who are taking The Crown as a docudrama and not just a drama. Listen, the show's makers have gone out of their way to do things like this, to make sure that it looks identical to real life, to make sure that we have the same mannerisms that the people had in real life. And also they've taken so much from their speeches, so much from the words that they actually used. And like, look at this stuff. Like, they're dressed exactly the same. The hairstyle is the same. The head tilt is the same. If for a minute, if you don't look at these pictures side by side, you won't be. I won't fault you for getting confused. Which one is the real Diana, Prince and Princess of Wales, and which one is the fake one? Am I right? Look at this. Look at this up close. So if they've gone out of their way to make sure that everything looks identical and it looks the same, then please don't blame people for believing that this is real. Also, because looking at, we don't know a lot of the history when you're watching the show, and if we've grown up listening to stories about Diana and how beautiful she was and how unfortunate her demise was, and how close she was to her sons and things like that, but we don't really know what happened in Buckingham Palace behind the scenes. So if you're showing me visuals of Diana roller skating in Buckingham Palace, I'm gonna be like, wait, wow, that's cool. I don't know how real that is and how dramatized it is. So I take offense to people taking offense who are believing that this show is real, because it looks very real. And a lot of it, I can't tell what is real and what is not. Okay, good for you, Aveg, if you don't care for spoilers. I'm going to be highlighting a lot of comments, guys, because this is not a review, like I said. So it's just conversations. Okay, so let's see. I have some notes here. So the show begins with a very long, helpful recap, which was nice, to kind of catch up on what happened in the last 2 seasons. And all right, so one thing, this season is by far, I would say, in my opinion, the weakest of the 4 seasons. Season 1 still remains my favorite, where you go into the actual historical details of the abdication, how that happened, and how there was a new king and then there was a new queen, and it was properly, like, I think, proper drama. So I think first season was still the best. And it's only gone, well, 2 and 3 were equally good, but 4 is also very good, but not by far the weakest season, I think. Now, I think one of the reasons why that happened is because the Margaret Thatcher storyline was very strong and the Diana storylines were very strong. But when I'm not watching Diana, I was missing the Margaret Thatcher storyline. And when I was watching Margaret Thatcher, I was missing the Diana storyline. I wanted to see more of both. If that makes any sense, I don't know. I don't think it does. Season 3 was shaky, Pukhraj is saying, and season 4 was weak. I agree. It wasn't weak, but it's not the best season out of all 4. Claire Foy was impeccable. We see her in one scene in season 4. She comes back as a young Queen Elizabeth. I don't know if that scene was already in the previous seasons or if they reshot that, but it was quite nice. I also felt kind of presented Prince Charles' side of the story, which was not known too much. Love Josh O'Connor's performance as well. He's very cute. But, also, I think the show is cognizant of the fact that the royals, the royal family, is not a family that we need to feel bad for, is not a family that needs our sympathy. It is a family, and it is a generation of monarchs and a generation of rich people who have caused irreparable damage to countries across the world. For instance, India, did cause irreparable damage due to their colonial rule. So the show kind of dilly-dallies between that. It wants to tell you about the real people behind the crown and the monarchy, but it also wants to tell you that Queen Elizabeth has a heart, and she feels very strongly about the Commonwealth, and she wants to work with African nations. And I'm like, am I supposed to feel bad for her that her children are not being supportive, or am I supposed to be angry because of all the colonial nonsense that that the monarchy caused across the world? I don't know. So I think I couldn't really commit to how I felt about all the characters in the show, especially for a character like Margaret Thatcher. You want to be like Iron Lady and like she's awesome, but there are moments where she's an absolute evil villain, especially when you find out that her son has been doing business with South Africa, and that's why she doesn't want to impose sanctions on South Africa. And you're like, wait, what? I kind of was happy that there's a female finally, standing up to the Queen and telling the Queen that the monarchy is great, but she doesn't run the country, but then you turn around and you do this. So maybe it's an attempt to really show you that people are people at the end of the day and they are human. But I just couldn't find where my loyalties lay. Malhar says that Claire Foy was a better queen. I don't know, man. I think Olivia Colman is just splendid actor. If you have not seen this movie, The Favorite, definitely watch that film. She plays another English queen in that movie. What did I miss? Mahatma Gandhi? Shweta, please tell me. Please comment and tell me. And I would really like to hear where I missed Mahatma Gandhi. Was it during the Commonwealth episode? No. Flashback? Has to be flashback, right? I don't know. Wish India has an Ambani series, The Uncrowned Royal Family. Okay. Rajiv Gandhi, probably, yeah, but not Mahatma Gandhi. In the very beginning, are you talking about season 1? It's criminal to get Olivia Colman and have her do so little. Olivia Colman is incredible. The Favorite, though, I just said, please watch that film wherever you can get your hands on it. There is a series that she did, which I just absolutely love. There's 2 seasons of it streaming on Netflix. It's called Broadchurch. If you like Scottish murder mystery dramas, then you have to watch Broadchurch. Olivia Colman is one of the leads in that series, and it is incredible. She is incredible. Her character's name is Miller, and she's running around like it's nobody's business. Check it out on Netflix. This series is called Broadchurch. One more thing that I want to talk to you guys about is I am doing a workshop. Another workshop that I already did, writing an effective movie review. I'm bringing that workshop back this Sunday. So if you want to participate in that workshop, where I'm going to take you through my process of watching a film, writing about a film, doing my research, and then finally producing the videos that I've been producing, because on my channel, I'm a one-person army. I'm writing, editing, uploading, doing keywords and YouTube and everything on my own. So I will take you through that process. It's going to be a 2-hour-long workshop. It's on Book a Workshop platform. I'm going to put the link as a pinned comment on this video once we're done streaming live. And if you want to attend how to write an effective movie review workshop, it is on this Sunday at 6 p.m. Come and join. Okay. Keval is saying, don't you think the royal family was demonized to a great extent? This is what I was talking about, Keval. The royal family doesn't need our sympathy. The royal family has everything that they've snatched from the world, from countries like India, and they've caused a lot of damage that has taken centuries to undo for many countries. Economic damage, just so much damage. So I don't think that the royal family was demonized. In fact, I think that they tried to show that they are not doodh ka dhula, but they also were quite sympathetic towards the royal family. Oh, thank you. Wait. Thank you, Alina. Yes, you can also get this sweatshirt. This is a new hoodie that I'm trying to steal stuff. So you can get this hoodie on Kadak Merch. वो भी नीचे ticker में लिखा हुआ है. Let's see. Don't you think there was something missing in Diana Charles' arc? Couldn't it have been made more gripping or something? Charles was made to look quite silly, if I may. Emma's innocence shown. I have no sympathy for Charles. If he was made to look silly, maybe he was silly. Helena Bonham Carter just, I think, said in an interview that they owe it to the public to tell the public that this is a dramatized version of events, that it is not a real event, especially when things like this happen, when they've gone out of their bloody way to make it look real. So if people are believing that it is real, you can't fault people for believing that. You're very welcome, Keval. You're very, very welcome. Now, let's see. Who else? The equation between Queen and Princess Margaret is Helena Carter, was pretty heartwarming, especially the scene where Olivia Colman tells her, yes, that's the second reason why he isn't right for you. Especially that episode where she tells Princess Margaret that you cannot have any further royal work because the line is changing and we have to kind of distribute it to other people. Pokhraj is being very salty. All right, the most shocking episode this season was when Princess Margaret finds out about their first cousins from their mother's side who have special needs and who were written off as dead officially in the books, but in reality, they were locked up in an institution where they were being taken care of. But Princess Margaret didn't even know that they existed, and she finds out about them when she's trying to kind of go deeper into her own mind and figure out what's going on with her. That episode was shocking, especially again because it ends with real pictures of the cousins that the episode talks about. Again, the show is again going out of its way to tell you that these are real things that actually happened. So how are you to believe what is real and what is not? That episode made me love Margaret. Yeah. And Ayush has never watched the show. He just likes listening to me. That is a spectacular waste of your time. Thank you. What do you think about having a series focusing on all prime ministers of our country? Yeah. Sure, more information is power. If you can make a series that's not biased towards the prime ministers, and if you can write something that doesn't have to be pre-approved by the powers that be, please, by all means, make that series. A little bit of trivia here for those of you who do not know. You see a little bit of Wallace Simpson. I think she appears in 2 episodes or 1 episode, Wallace Simpson. And she is played by Geraldine Chaplin, who is Charlie Chaplin's daughter. Geraldine Chaplin has been acting most of her life. She was a dancer, and she's quite incredible. She also had a part in the Jurassic Park movies, the new Jurassic Park movie, one of the new ones. And she plays this character in this show. She's Charlie Chaplin's daughter, which is, yeah, Wallace Simpson. All right. Think the season only focusing on Indira Gandhi. I mean, if we can make a show about Indira Gandhi, which is not biased, which is honest and truthful and authentic, why not? Why not? Joseph says that India too can make something similar, showing anything related to history, but the Indian audience, including me, are not very matured in terms of types of film we watch. Wow, thanks for accepting that Joseph Jude Jacob. That's nice of you to say. Okay, once again, I'm going to plug the workshop here one more time. This Sunday on the 6th of December at 6 p.m., there's a workshop that I'm hosting, which is called Writing an Effective Movie Review, where I'm going to take you through my process of watching the film right up until uploading the video, and then how I distribute the video on various social media platforms. So if you want to join that workshop, the link to that is pinned in the comments once we're done streaming live. All right. Okay. So the other second favorite episode of mine was the Intruder episode. Oh my God. What did you guys think of that one? Where this guy breaks into Buckingham Palace. Yeah, Dimple, the workshop is actually happening. So please come and join. When the guy breaks into Buckingham Palace, goes into Queen Elizabeth's room, and just kind of has a conversation with her. I think that episode was very well done. And it was interesting to break away from the Diana and the Margaret Thatcher storylines for a minute to know something that actually really happened in real life, but then they dramatized it, I think, for the show. Again, no hate for believing that this stuff is real. I know, Ayush. I know I never did the Queen's Gambit live stream, but I had a lot of travel that came up. I'm in Pennsylvania right now. I'm not even in India. I had to travel to the United States very, very safely. So that's why in the middle of all of that, I missed out on talking about Queen's Gambit. I really apologize for that. I'm sorry I couldn't do that live stream. That was some awesome stuff. I watched a video wherein they told the toothbrush conversation didn't happen, broke my heart a little bit, not gonna lie. That's what I'm saying. How are you supposed to know what is real and what is not? Okay, so this is not gonna be a very long one. I only have like 1 or 2 more points. Princess Margaret saying, "The day stretches before me like a great yawning void," is my new favorite line. And in that episode, this was episode 7, when they're celebrating one of the prince's birthdays. And by the way, how annoying are Prince Edward and Prince Andrew? Ugh, such little. And also, how annoying was Mark Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher's son, who gets lost in the rally, and then he comes back and he says, "Oh, I was never lost. They just couldn't. You lost us. We didn't lose you. I knew exactly where I was going." And his twin sister's like, "Oh my God, just shut the heck up right now." Who's the most slappable person? Okay, let's do this. Who's the most slappable person in The Crown season 4? To me, it is Mark Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher's son was the most slappable person in the entire series. Who's your favorite? Prince Edward is the guy from Fleabag. The scene where Uncle Dickie spoke about Mountbatten, his own wife and Nehru literally cracked me up. My annoying history teacher had given that tea in our 10th class. Yeah, but that was Pele. No, they do talk about Edwina Mountbatten's affairs here also. That's right. Mark Thatcher is the most slappable, according to Ashna. Edward is the most slappable, according to Priyam. Camilla, according to Sucharita. I think Camilla Parker Bowles also got a very raw deal, yaar. I mean, they didn't want her to marry Charles, and if they just allowed that union to happen in the beginning, which eventually happened, Prince Charles ended up marrying Camilla Parker Bowles. If they just allowed that in the beginning, none of this would have happened. Episode 8 starts with a really interesting opening montage where I think this is the episode where we're meeting various heads of state for Commonwealth. I don't know, but that opening montage, you see people from various countries doing just their thing, coming together and like kind of living their lives. And the only people who are happy in that opening montage are the white people, are Americans and other white people across the world. Everybody else is just kind of struggling through life. If you go back to episode 8, you notice that in the opening montage. It is insinuated in the last episode, in episode 10, when Philip says to Diana, "I can't see it ending well for you." And Diana says to him, "Is this a threat?" So it is insinuated a little bit that conspiracy theory here, but they don't go into that space where Princess Diana actually leaves Charles and then, kind of lives her life on her own and then has the accident. The show doesn't go there. But I don't know. Keval says Margaret Thatcher, although being a female, saying things like females are generally unfit. Yeah. So Margaret Thatcher, again, like I didn't know how I felt about that character, because you've heard about the Iron Lady and you've heard stories of how she was, she won the election 3 times, twice in the landslide, and how she ran the country for so many years, blah, blah, blah. And, she must have been an incredibly strong woman to be able to do that, especially in the time that she did. But then she does things like say women are not fit for office. And then she insists on cooking food for all the men who come to her house. She makes her daughter cook food with her. And she's just always like, my son is this and my son is that, and then she's kind of supporting him in his corrupt endeavors. And I think later on, Mark Thatcher, I was doing a little bit of research, Mark Thatcher in real life also got named in the Panama Papers scandal. So yeah, I don't know how I felt about Margaret Thatcher in this show, but I think Gillian Anderson was amazing as her. She got the look, she got the accent, fabulous. Thatcher is very slappable. Yes, so conspiracy theory isn't applicable because it is dramatized, you're right. There's something completely irrelevant, but I want you to know that I love you. Your energy, your presentation, sending love from Bangladesh. Thank you. Lots of love from to Bangladesh, and lots of love to you in Bangladesh. Come join my workshop on Sunday, all right? I'm going to pin the link in the comments. Okay, Smita says, what I felt was rightly portrayed by Princess Diana's protectiveness towards the children. Also, Prince Charles's aide is a complete wolf in a grey suit. Princess Charles's aide? Who's Prince Charles's aide? Who is his aide? Oh yeah, that guy with the glasses who just kept yelling at Diana. Did not like him. Also very slappable, very, very slappable guy. I like how Philip always showed trust and faith in Diana. Great Sasurji vibes right from the start. But Dimple end mein to usko pareshan kar dena. Then the last episode he comes in that I don't see it ending well for you, because they're also trying to kind of show that this is an outsider, that's an outsider, and it's very entertaining to see. Who knows how much of it was real. I really hated Umbridge. Now I don't know how will she portray the queen. Also, the Becky looks more like Diana. Can't wait. Oh, are you talking about the future episodes? Because a future season? Because I am not very well aware of what's going to happen in the next one. Pokhraj, stop. Do you think too many seasons should make a new viewer a bit apprehensive of getting into it? It's difficult to commit to such a long web show when there are good mini web series out there. Not at all. Not at all. Do not be worried to commit to The Crown. If you've not watched The Crown, if there's anyone here who's not watched the series, watch it from the first episode up until the last of season 4. Even though season 4 is not as good as the first, second, and third, and it is the weakest of the lot, but it is still so thoroughly entertaining. Every single episode will suck you right in, and they have actors like Olivia Colman and Helena Bonham Carter, Gillian Anderson. You will not, all wonderful female actors, you will not feel bored for a minute at all. Margaret Thatcher gets a lot of really interesting story arcs up and down. Leslie Manville is going to be Princess Margaret. I did not know this. That's blowing my mind. Amazing. Leslie Manville, you guys, if you've not watched Phantom Thread, please watch. That's the last work of hers that I saw. She's amazing in that show. In that movie, she plays Cyril Woodcock, who is Reynolds Woodcock's sister. Reynolds Woodcock is played by Daniel Day-Lewis. It is a Paul Thomas Anderson film. Part 3 of my discussion with Vinit Masram about Paul Thomas Anderson is also coming up on my channel. So thank you so much for the 3 people who are waiting for that. Thank you. I know, Dimple. I know. In the episode, 48 is to 1. In the first 2 minutes where they show how people are listening to young Elizabeth's speech, they show a man in a dhoti and half bald like Gandhi. Oh, really? I did not catch that. But yeah, in that episode, you see that the only people who are happy listening to the Queen is are white people. So yeah, let's see. Season 5, Imelda Staunton is the Queen. Love it. Elizabeth Debicki plays Diana. So we'll see how that goes. This is first time in a season to end with Diana's shot instead of the Queen. Interesting trivia. Thank you for sharing that, Seenu. Yeah, when the camera kind of tracks into her face, she's wearing a black dress. She's standing behind the family. They're taking a picture. And I think in that moment, she's deciding that it's done. She's going to leave Charles. So I think that's how the next season is going to begin, which is very exciting to see. The guy who was rumored to be playing Charles was last seen in a show called The Affair. Talk about karma. You guys have so much trivia. I love talking to you guys about shows because I don't have all of this trivia about all of these things. All right, so I think that might be it for today. We're nearing 30 minutes of me just jabbering at my computer screen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I would like to say that I am hosting this workshop, which is called Writing an Effective Movie Review. The workshop is going to be India time, 6 p.m. on 6th of December. It costs $700. It's going to be 2 hours long. If you want to register, I am going to pin that link to the top comment in this video just as soon as we stop streaming. My name is Sucharita. And if you have not watched Crown Season 4, I would like to sign off by saying, please definitely watch the show. It's very entertaining. Not as good as Season 1, 2, and 3, but still very, very entertaining and definitely worth a watch. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day. The link for the workshop is going to be pinned in the comments. Let me finish streaming and I'm going to write the comments and I'm going to pin the link right here. Thank you, Dimple. And thank you, everybody. Peace out.